next week's, we've got the tools that we usually use. The wooden pegs stops the second fermentation process from happening in the vessel. Originally the soft peg, but you can see the difference in the coarseness of them.
Oh, yeah,
this will allow air to come through and start that second fermentation process in the vessel itself. The whole idea behind cask conditioned ale is it's a natural way of doing beer.
Oh, okay.
I just want to make sure that this
So,
is going to be...
before you started doing this, you were saying about how this is going to be slightly different than the original cask ale, which used citra hops.
Yeah, this is going to be a Styrian hop. It's actually the Goldings.
Okay.
It's going to be fun. It's delicious. We did it last week and it was a huge hit.
Yeah, I've seen the Styrian hops used in some of the Innocent Gun products. So.
Yeah, they're the ones that really kind of make it well known.
Yeah.
So, for example, what we will do is I come up on a Tuesday afternoon, usually try not to hit my fingers.
And just pop
and
like
air
that.
you hear there. Then starts the second fermentation.
And that's when you would normally put the soft cork in, right?
Yeah, and that's the soft peg there, and I leave it for 24 hours.
Oh, so you like do this kind of stuff like yesterday?
Yeah, well, I hard pegged it yesterday.
Oh, okay.
Today. So
cool.
After that happens for the 24 hours, I then switch out the pegs, which we're actually going to keep in because, like I said, this is next week, so it will stop that fermentation process from happening.
Okay.
So
put
now
that in.
Save the transport and everything again, if you wanted to. Now, the way that I
absolutely had
doing
to
it is to take this. These are the technical tools that we use here to do our cask ale.
A wooden mallet and a screwdriver?
Chef's steel.
So
all we're going to do is we're going to put it right up against the
Alright, so
top here.
Is it safe for me to be this close?
Absolutely.
Cool.
I'm actually going to put it down on the floor so I don't break the table.
Sure. It's probably a good idea. This is awesome.
And that there will open it all up.
So it just, the piece sort of sits inside the keg and you put the...
Absolutely. It's
Now
this is what we use. Normally, this part isn't on yet.
Okay, so when you normally serve the beer, do you have it upright like that and you just sort of pump it, or is it sits on its side, right?
We'll show that again.
Sure.
These are the components that we use on our end. This is where your line will hook up to.
Okay, yeah.
And it sits inside. Due to the fact that it is dry hopped to add the aroma sense, we do have to keep the filter here on the top of it. So
so you don't get all kinds of crud in there.
That and the live yeast kind of plays around with people's stomach funny.
Well, that's true too. Certainly had enough Belgian beers to know that.
So then we just kind of hammer that in, make sure it's in real tight. This is our flow valve here. That'll actually close it, or open it and close it.
Oh yeah, cool.
Right now it's closed, so there's nothing on the end, so we are safe to flip it around again.
Transport it around and...
so it'll sit like this in our Pepsi fridge downstairs. Originally we had our massive keg party and we had it hooked up to right here.
Oh yeah?
And then the next week had it down to the pub, and we learned very quickly that a gravity-fed beer does not want to stop pouring when it is above the actual tap.
Pretty much.
So then, downstairs
I did it the hard way.
Setup. The screws on.
This is the keg that's intended for next week, right?
Yeah.
So, well, obviously you're not serving this one tonight, but the tonight's keg is that Styrian as well?
Yes, it is.
Okay, good. So we get some consistency.
So, we'll blast back in. We'll go downstairs after this, and I'll kind of show you, and I'll let you pour off your own beer, and I'll feel free doing that.
Right on, cool.
But in other words, when it comes time to pour, I take this peg out. That then will stop the vacuum process that it's creating right now. If I was to flip it over, only a little bit would come out, that kind of stuff. We'll go downstairs. This is actually where we keep it. It's going to be a little dark for you guys to see, but you'll notice that we had to put holes in the bottom because it was getting a little too warm underneath. It's a simple Pepsi fridge.
Oh yeah, and you got the keg sitting right in there.
Right in there. We created a little housing so that it doesn't necessarily go dry when it's flat.
And that way you can still pump it rather than have it gravity fed.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, makes sense.
And
that also keeps the beer cold.
That is the exact setup that I was just showing you upstairs. You've got the hose that connects in through here.
Yeah.
And then we've actually drilled a hole in the side of the fridge, and it comes up the whole way through, runs over into that black handle.
Into the black handle, okay.
Yeah. We're going to do two of them today, right? Two more. So I'll do the first one, and we'll talk through it. Our poor little cask ale handle has been through, as you can see, the tape and row.
So what's on the other side? Does that actually say Cask Ale?
Yes, yep. Remember, it's frozen, right?
Okay, so it's actually got the Cask Ale logo here. Tap fresh every Thursday at 5 p.m. at the St. John Ale House.
Yeah, so pretty much you just pump it like a well would be.
Nice.
Follow it off.
Got a lot of heads.
It'll cascade. Think along the lines of a Guinness.
Oh yeah, I see.
Now this is the first pour as well, so
And I also get ice in the sides.
yeah. But you can see it cascading here.
Nice.
That should probably float up to right around here. I'll probably have to do a little dump. This is actually the color that the cask ale is going to be.
All right. Oh. Deep amber, well not orange amber. Looks almost IPA. But
Welcome back, folks. How are you?
all right, let's save it for the review.
Yeah, absolutely. So I'm going to speed up the process here.
I'm sure the person with the picture will want it.
No, exactly. Intravenous.
So it's basically like that at the end.
That's that. You'll see it's still going through that cascade process there. That is the cask ale.
Nice.
That one's for you.
Cool.
Cheers. I'll let you do yours.
All right.
So the idea behind it is that just give it, put the whole way up.
All right.
Very across.
Right up here?
Yep.
Right up the top.
Yep.
And you steer right on this pole?
Yep. Pull it and just leave it there and you can back on it.
And he said, thank you. And then I walked away.
Do I have to pump it again or is this enough?
Yeah, you could, yeah.
But it actually gave me.
Give it a little faster pull this time. And then that'll create a little more air. And
That's
now you start to slowly pull it out. And while you're still pumping it, that'll create a nice little head on top. Think along the lines like a creamer.
I see. And that's filled it right up the top.
That.
And I got a good headline. Awesome. So I'll set that down here for a second and thanks very much.
Cheers. Glad you guys
Cheers to you too.
learned a little bit of beer and enjoy.
We will. Thank you. And we're back with Maxwell Starr's beer review of the new Moosehead Cask Ale made with Styrian hops. I've just got a chance to actually pour this very beer myself, fresh from the keg that the cask that they just tapped tonight. About how long ago did you said? About half an hour ago.
They tapped it. You poured it or they tapped it?
Yeah, when they tapped that last keg.
About half an hour ago.
About half an hour ago. Cool. So I get it. I had the original cask ale, which was brewed with Citra hops. They've changed up the hops in this one. Now they're making it with Styrian Goldings, I think. Styrian Gold.
Not ice cold.
The same kind of hops that they actually use in Innocent Gun. So it should be interesting, although I'm kind of wondering how it's going to turn out using Styrians instead. So looking at it, it's not as cloudy or as bright. It's a little darker than I was before, and the head, on the other hand, looked great. It had a nice cascading appearance as it came up. I had a lot more head. Had about a finger ahead at the very top of the beer, but I actually poured this from the tap myself, so I probably didn't do the greatest job as a noob. Anyway, let's get into the smell. So, smell-wise, it smells very sweet. It smells almost like cotton candy. What do you think? You don't care?
Not cotton candy.
Like fruity with a hint of like candy sugar.
You're probably getting that off the head.
You smell beer. I don't know. I'm picking up either like apples, like candy apples. Maybe a hint of like cinnamon.
Man, have you ever had like the one of the appetizers?
What do you think?
What you're smelling is a characteristic of this beer, any kind of beer that they, like, no matter what kind of hops they use, it's gonna kind of
Just the malt that's in the beer itself, right? It smells almost like a little sugar sweet. I've only had it one other time, so. Anyway, let's put this down the hatch.
You don't know this bar that we could have gone to? Church?
Oh, like, still drinks damn smooth.
Churches is great. It's great. We'll go to the next one. Yeah, it's a really good spot.
It's coming off bready and spicy.
Yeah, it's been a while for me. Since I was in university. It's crazy.
I'm getting almost like nutmeg to the back. There's not a whole lot of hop character to this. I mean, it's there. There's a little bit of like a earthy, mild bitterness, but that's gone rather quickly. Like, what do you think?
It's, I got the same thing last week when I was here. It's because of the new hop they're using.
Perhaps they're not using quite as much.
So
I'm not as overwhelmed and flabbergasted by this one as I was from last time I had it, but it's still good. It's almost like kind of bready. Hi. Oh. Oh, well, okay. I was just thinking I like it, but I don't like it as much as the original. I'm gonna pause here. And I'm back with the Styrian Goldings version of Moosehead's Cask Ale. Gotta say, I don't like this one quite as much as the former Citra hop or Delta hop. I think they said they had one as well. This one, it's still good. It's more British in style. It's definitely got much more of a British twang. And you know what? It's a cask ale. It's supposed to have a bit more British twang to it. But I don't find the flavors quite as well, but it's still a darn smooth, darn enjoyable beer, and I really like it. Hard pressed to give it a number. I'm thinking 3.5, 3.5 out of 5. It's basically what I gotta say for this one. I recommend trying it, but I kind of miss the original. Anyway, thanks for watching, guys. We'll talk to you later. Cheers.